We're back with our final topic. Right before. What do we mean? The American Empire. That sounds pretty dark, doesn't it? It sounds fucking scary. It sounds borderline communist. I don't know. That's not what any of that means. Let's explain what that means. The American Empire, and why we should pay attention to what's happening on this chessboard we call the globe. Bam! This bad boy right here. Huh? If you look at what's happening on the planet and what you're being fed through the news, you have to realize that you're not getting told the full story. You're only getting told one side of the story. Bam. Everybody knows this. This is not a secret. But when you start connecting the dots, it starts getting pretty fucking scary. What do you wake up and read in the news every day? You read stories about the president. The president does this, the president did that. We agree with this, we agree with that. We disagree with this, we disagree with that. But it's coming from news sources owned by American people and American interests. Who wins at the end of the day? No matter what happens, who wins? Not us, not the citizens, not the people, not the victims, not the president. Even if agree with the president or not, whether you like him or not, it doesn't matter who the president is. It could have been Hillary, it could have been Obama, it could have been Clinton, it could have been Reagan, it could have been Bush, it could have been Trump. At the end of the day, those people came and went. What's still around? And what's never stopped growing? The military-industrial complex of America. It's even scarier now because Trump essentially said, hey military, red tape, gone. Do whatever the fuck you want. Now the generals are running the show. Trump's gonna come, Trump's gonna leave. Who wins at the end of the day no matter what happens? Whether you like Trump or not, who wins at the end of the day? The military complex, the industrial complex. You look at what's happening on the planet. What's happening in Israel, the Gaza Strip, Palestine, all this shit. Selling weapons to people so that they can fight each other. And then we can read the news about the terror and the horror and the refugees that have to escape because of the weapons that were provided by who? None other than the military-industrial complex. They don't give a shit. They sold them already. They made their money so that they can keep building, keep expanding, keep getting bigger. I'm not wrong. This shit's been going on since after World War II. Since the fucking 40s, it's been going on. Since the 50s. Every president that's been in power since then, doesn't matter what they did. At the end of the day, military-industrial complex getting bigger, getting huger. There's always a war. There's always an enemy. There's never going to be a solution. Oh, chemical attacks in Syria? Oh, let's take this guy out. Let's bomb him. Oh, there's a new enemy all of a sudden. Let's carpet bomb some buildings. Let's take some shit out. Keep the conflict going. Keep it going. Print that money. Print that money. What's going on in Venezuela? Oh, there's a dictator. Oh, people being persecuted? Are you sure? Where'd you read that? Was it an American newspaper? News outlet? Was How many of you have actually gone to Venezuela? Set foot in that community? How many of you have actually talked to the people there? And asked their opinion? What do you think about what's happening? I'm not going to claim to know the specifics, but what I am going to say is do your fucking research. Stop opening your little iPhone, stop opening your little newspaper to the Washington Post and reading American biased news. Stop reading only one perspective. Read all perspectives. Stop thinking that everything's okay in Israel and that Israel's in the right and America supports Israel, so they must be the chosen city. They can do no wrong. They can do no wrong. Have you seen what the fuck is happening in Israel? People are getting executed by snipers. By Israeli snipers. They're just shooting people, executing them. Pregnant women are being taken out. Innocent fucking civilians are being taken out. There's t-shirts. Let me show you these t-shirts. Let me show you this shit. Huh? This will blow your fucking face off. Israeli military soldiers are wearing this shit. I'm gonna wait. You take a long, hard look at that. You take a long, hard look at that. Huh? Does that look like a fucking terrorist to you? Or an innocent civilian? You wanna re-question your belief of what a terrorist is? How about a sniper with his eyeball on the scope doing that, and then bragging to his buddies? 1 shot, 2 kills. Eh? Every day this shit has been happening. It's not a secret. Read some fucking news that's not being force-fed to you through the goddamn biased bullshit corporate-owned shareholder agenda fucking American interest groups. Huh? Better yet, take a flight down there. Talk to some people on the street. Huh? Watch some actual raw footage of people fucking talking about what's happening. There's a reason why Natalie Portman fucking boycotted that place. She's a goddamn UN ambassador. You gotta start freaking out when people like that start friggin' boycotting shit like this. And summits and stuff down there. Stephen Hawking. Those people who know who that is. Kids these days, the uneducated. Stephen Hawking was all against this. He was the #1 guy against this shit. They're just mowing people down. Mowing people down. As far as we're concerned, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's Israel. They can do no wrong. They can do no wrong. Now, I'm not taking sides. I'm just saying, get the full fucking story. Get the full story. Right back. Full circle. Full circle. Who wins at the end of the day? People dying, left, right, and center. Who's making money? Who's supplying Israel with all the weapons? Who's funding everything? If America was not supporting Israel, they would have been erased off the face of this planet long, long ago. But they're still in there, printing that money, supporting that shit. Huh? Nice little foothold. Nice little tactical outpost in the Middle East. Keep that conflict going. Keep printing that money. Keep making them missiles. Keep giving those guns. Huh? Free reign now. They got free reign. Who's making money? They are. They're getting bigger. Trump's not in control anymore. I don't think a president has been in control of the United States since World War II ended. And even then, like, as soon as we dropped that first nuke, it was over. It was fucking over. Like, Eisenhower? Is it Eisenhower? Who was the Beware of the Military Industrial Complex? That speech. I think it was Eisenhower. That guy fucking nailed that shit right on the head. And that was like friggin' over 50 years ago. Ever since then, they've just been getting bigger. Doesn't matter. More war, the better. The more war, the better. But you have to realize, everywhere America goes, what's the real reason they're there? They say it's for peace and humanitarian efforts. Is it really? You ever ask, why does North Korea hate us so much? Why they hate America so much? No one ever asks that. It's like, oh, he's just a crazy person. They're just wacky people over there. The little beliefs and stuff. Nobody ever wants to do the investigation, do the hard work. Figure out, why do they hate us? How many people actually know that America killed countless North Koreans? Just absolute insanity. We bombed the fuck out of that country. We destroyed so much. The only reason we stopped, or America stopped, is because there was nothing left to destroy. Ever since then, they've been rebuilding, struggling to rebuild. You ever wonder why they hate us so much? And besides that, you take that into account, who wins at the end of the day? Not us, not the citizens, not the president, the military-industrial complex. Because now they have a reason to get bigger. Now they have a reason to advance those radar capabilities and the space wars, the satellites and the aircraft carriers, and North Korea, they're coming after Palestine. The enemy, the terrorists. They're coming after us. They're not even concerned about you. They're fighting amongst themselves over there. Why the fuck are you sticking your nose into other people's business? Leave them the fuck alone. But no, they can't. They're too addicted to that money. Too addicted to supplying guns to one side so that they can take out the other side. And then all of a sudden the other side needs some guns, so they go in. Humanitarian efforts. Who supplies the American military with guns? The American industrial complex. Now there's a reason to fight some more, to take out some more bad guys. I can understand retaliating against strikes against you, but when you're not even part of it, when you have no, they don't even care about you. It's like it's like two drunk guys fighting on a street, and you're walking along. I mean, stand there and watch. Enjoy the show. But don't fucking poke your nose into other people's business. Like, what the fuck are you doing? There's clearly an agenda here. What's the agenda? Print that paper. Get bigger, make more money, more influence. Venezuela, same thing. Huh? Do those people actually hate the guy? I don't know. Have you been there? Have you talked to those people? Or have you just read it in a news article? In a magazine? In a tweet? A tweet from the Donald or whoever. Huh? Washington Post. Fox and Friends. Oh no. Terror going down. Communists. Cuba. Same thing. Huh? How many people actually went down there and talked to people? Not that many. But you see the evidence. You see people escaping Cuba, running to here, trying to get away, trying to leave. Why are we butting in? Do you think it's really because we want to protect the innocent and save the persecuted? Or is it a chance to make money? Is it a chance to print some guns, make some missiles, get better tanks, recruit some more soldiers? Is it just an excuse to do all that? I don't know. There seems to be a consistency here. Everywhere America touches, only one thing comes out on top. The military-industrial complex. It doesn't matter the reason, all right? Whether it's a good reason, whether it's a bad reason. Oh, we're going to go to this country because we want to protect the people, end the terror, dethrone the dictator. When's the last time you took some guy out in power and that fixed everything? When's the last time that didn't completely shatter the fucking country and make things 20,000 times worse? Huh? When's the last time that happened? When's the last time you actually went somewhere and fixed something? I'm waiting. Huh? But no. You look at the trend in history, no matter what the reason, no matter what the excuse to butt in and stick your fucking face where it doesn't belong, America, only one thing has happened throughout history. Only one thing has benefited. The military-industrial complex. The American empire is not the president. It's not Congress. It's not the government. It's the military-industrial complex. They are completely separate. They're a separate entity. They don't work with the government. The government has zero control over them. You want to know why they have zero control over them? Because they can't control them. They're too fucking big. It's too late. It's too late. The generals are running the show. So what we have to ask ourselves now is what's going to happen that the generals are running the show. Because the number one thing that they're concerned about, it's not your safety, it's not my safety. Their number one concern is to get bigger, to get better, to get faster, stronger, more deadly. They want to be undeniable. They're not going to stop. Huh? If they were going to stop, they would have stopped after World War II. They would have stopped after Vietnam. They would have stopped after Korea. They would have stopped after the Cold War. They would have stopped after Iraq. Now what do we have? We have Syria. We have everything. We have Palestine. We have Iran. We have fucking North Korea. We have Venezuela. There's always that new enemy. There's always the next monster that we have to target, that we have to take out for all the right reasons, for all the kindness that we want to spread across the world. We want to save the planet. When's the last time you actually did some good, America? When's the last time you took somebody out and didn't spawn 5 more shitheads to take their place? Huh? And people aren't idiots, especially the high up people in the government, especially the high up ranking generals in the military. They didn't get to be that high up by being idiots. Huh? There's lots of them out there. You would think at least one of these people would have noticed this pattern. You want to know the real story? The real story is they all know what's going on. They all realize this pattern. And they don't give a fuck. Or else they would have stopped long ago. But what's happening? The exact opposite is happening. They're getting bigger. Now instead of one enemy, there's 2 enemies. There's 3 enemies. 10 years later, oh shit, now there's 5 enemies. I can't even count off the top of my head how many fucking wars America is involved in right now. All over the goddamn planet. They just got their little greedy little fucking fingers everywhere. Just sticking them in every little hole. Huh? Trump comes in. Let's focus on America. Let's focus America first. We gotta stop butting in with everybody. Okay, that sounds like a good plan. It's been over a year. We're in more wars than we've ever been. Now, not global like massive world wars, but little conflicts everywhere, popping up everywhere. Now, I'm sure Trump meant what he said, but even if he's been working his ass off to deliver, look at what's happening. Whether he's in on it or not is not the question. The question is the president in control? Is the government in control? Because it sure as hell doesn't look like it. Huh? If you look at what's happening, look at the patterns. Sure as hell doesn't look like they're in control. Who's in control? The fucking military-industrial complex is in control. The great American war machine, just churning it out. Just keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger. You know, this might be controversial to say, but I think the one country on the planet that's actually fucking putting their foot down and saying we're not going to take any of your bullshit anymore because we know what the fuck is happening is Russia. Now, I'm not praising Russia and saying, oh, Russia's the best, Russia's awesome, go Russia. I'm not saying that. But I do have to give them respect for not buckling, for not softing out. They could easily have just followed suit after the Cold War. They could have. But no, they were like, we see what the fuck is happening. We're going to double down. We're going to fucking put our foot in the door, in the sand. We're going to draw that fucking line in the sand. We're going to say, we're not going to take your shit anymore. We know the government's not in control. We know the military industrial complex is running the show. We're going to get bigger, better, unfucking deniable. We're going to get so fucking strong that you can't do shit to us. They're the only country. Look at Venezuela. What are they doing? I think they're following suit as well. They know what the fuck's going on. They're saying, fuck you, America. We're standing up to you. We're not going to take your shit anymore. But like I said, do your research. Talk to some people down there. Watch some real fucking news that's not being peddled to you from an American spoon-fed piece of shit. Huh? Get a global perspective instead of a one-sided, funneled, poison-filled American perspective. Rethink who you think is the good guy. Huh? Look at what's happening in North Korea. Do you ever think maybe North Korea is just saying, I don't want to take your shit anymore? American industrial complex? Who the fuck do you think you are telling everybody you run into how to behave, how to live, how to act? Who do you think you are? Huh? People are starting to fucking wake up. And they're not taking shit anymore. Which is also scary. Because eventually that straw on that camel's back, that shit's gonna break. It's just basic human response. You keep poking someone, they're gonna take it for a little bit, but eventually that shit's gonna fucking snap. And you're gonna get blowback 100-fold from what it should be. And be like, oh, but I was just poking you. Like, why you gotta fucking nuke me? I was just poking you. You poke them for long enough. You poke them for 50 years. You poke them for 60 years. You're gonna get a fucking nuke shoved up your ass. You're gonna get a 1,000,000-man army knocking on your front door. Eventually, people are just not gonna take shit anymore. And that's that. Who's the real enemy? You decide. Do your research and fucking decide. Stop getting spoon-fed one version of the story. One corrupt version of the story. One incomplete version of the story, one cherry-picked version of the story. Get the full picture. And once you do that, you'll be real scared. You'll be real concerned about what's happening. I'm not talking about just America, but I'm talking about everywhere you're getting peddled this information. Get the real story. Even if you don't like it, to hear it, even if you don't like what's being said, even if you disagree with what's being said, you need to get the full story. You need to think all the variables. Because in order to understand what's happening on a chessboard, you have to understand how the enemy thinks. The enemy. If there really are the enemy. Maybe your side's the enemy. And you've been lied to your whole life. Maybe they're looking at us just the same way that we look at them. You ever think of that? Maybe they have the real story. And they see us and saying, oh, these people are a bunch of idiots. They're being fed a bunch of bullshit and they actually believe it. How stupid can they possibly be? And meanwhile, over here, we're looking at them and saying, oh, these people are a bunch of idiots. They're a bunch of uneducated fuckers that don't know what the fuck's happening. They're being fed a bunch of bullshit. They're the enemy. Both sides getting played. But at the end of the day, who wins? Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter down here. Who wins at the top here? The guys supplying the guns. The guys providing the conflict. The guys printing that money. The guys providing solutions to conflict. Which, ironically enough, are also the same people who are generating the conflict. So you have to read below the shit layers of lies and misinformation. It's easy now to say, oh, fake news, Russian bot. It's easy to dismiss anything that you don't agree with. What's not easy is to do your research, read some things that might offend you, study some stuff that you disagree with, piece it all together, and find out what the real story is. Make your own goddamn opinion and stop softing the fuck out to whatever you're being fucking pumped through that television screen or that cell phone screen or that newspaper or wherever the fuck you get your corrupt ass news from. Huh? No excuse. No excuse. Maybe 20 years ago people had an excuse, but not anymore. You've got fucking internet access. You can get on a plane, you can go anywhere in under a day. No excuse. Ignorance is not an excuse. When you get pulled over and the cop comes up to your door and you get a ticket for something that you didn't know was illegal, the cop's not going to say to you, oh, I'm sorry, you didn't know. What they're going to say to you is, ignorance is not a fucking excuse. End of story. And he's going to shove that ticket up your ass. If you don't pay it, you're going to jail. Or something else will get shoved up your ass. And that's that. Thank you for joining us. Right before shit hits the fan, right before complete breakdown of society occurs, right before the aliens find these YouTube servers and see what happened, right before the weekend. Huh? What's everybody doing for the weekend? Right before I drop this final hint. Should I drop the final hint? We don't need no final hint. Right before we reveal who this Guess Who character is. I don't know if Cedar's still in here. If I'm playing some Dota or something. I don't know what's Cedar doing. Maybe we'll pound out a CM. Right before we pound out a CM. Huh? Maybe we pound out some CM. Looks like Cedar is not in here anymore. But that's okay. We're going to reveal who our friend is right before we sign out. I have to make sure I spell this guy's name right. Okay. It's literally the second picture. Okay. Now, as always, if you still haven't figured it out, I'm going to pause right here. Give you one final chance. This guy is world renowned, very famous. I don't know. Pause right here. 5, 4, 3, 2, bam. There it is. Lawrence Krauss. That's who that is. Bam. Huh? There it is. Now, why did I pick this guy for today's Guess Who? Not only is he a world-renowned physicist, very, very smart guy, has multiple books out. If you haven't seen any of his videos online, lectures, anything, I suggest checking them out for a dose of reality. Because the fucking world we're living in right now needs a serious dose of reality. It needs more people to understand how to think properly, how to deduct, how to critically think and analyze information. And no better way to learn than by watching Mr. Krauss. That's it for us today. I hope I offended a bunch of people. Because if I offended you, that means I planted that little seed for the possibility of change to occur. You should stop being so scared of being offended and start being a little bit more enthusiastic for the opportunity to learn, grow, and most importantly, change for the better. Stay frosty, everybody.